Good morning, Milwaukee. I am David Bowen, Executive Director of Wisconsin Voice. Welcome to Be a Voice Radio, and I'm back in the studio. It's been a little bit, but you guys have been in really good hands with Bryan Sanders.
Cheer, cheer.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we didn't. We had a great time the last couple of weeks. Shout out to everybody that's been calling in. We've been having a great time on the radio with y'all.
Yeah, I've been listening and watching.
Yeah, that conversation last week with Mr. Kales Morgan was bringing in. Kales Morgan Jr. was giving us some great calls.
Yeah.
We had, of course, while he was gone, I think we had the comptroller, Mr. Bill Christensen, in the mix.
I think I saw Dr. Saquana Taylor as well.
Dr. Saquana Taylor. We had Tim Corden from Building Unity on in the mix. So yeah, we just trying to mix it up. Just have folks from different spaces across the city that's doing things. And I think it went well. Hopefully we can finish off the year strong with some great interviews. So I know we'll be in a conversation talking about that this week, David. So we'll see what's going on.
Nice. Now, one of the things that when you're on a Monday, it's always cool to highlight sports. And I was watching the Packers live in Ford Field, y'all, and it was amazing to be able to watch them go to work. You ever heard of oxtail? Oxtails are good. Right?
Oxtails.
You ever had lion's tail?
Man,
I think that's what the Packers was eating.
They was so they was so
upset.
upset.
Lion's tail, bro. I was like, whoa.
They was so upset. They was making up stories that the guy who had the security guy who had a piece of the turkey, got fired.
Yeah,
and
then
but it wasn't true.
Oh, okay, that was fake.
Yeah, so his cousin was on Instagram saying, like, what are you talking about? He in the chair getting his hair redone, getting retwisted right now. He's good. He could have been still fired and he could have saved face, but still, I mean, that would have been super petty to fire somebody over.
It would have.
Yeah. So one of the security guards, one of the, I'm guessing that was he was Hughes, defensive end, or I couldn't tell who it was. He offered one of the security guards for Detroit a piece of,
and he probably
turkey.
Worked for Ford Field.
Yeah, he worked for Ford Field, and he's like, come on, man. He pretty much got pressured into doing it by a Packer player, and he took.
Because they hand out the food on the field after you win the game.
The turducken, the turducken that they hand out. Yeah, I was laughing. What's the dude's name? That's the Burrows. He was like, man, I ain't eat that, man. I don't know who made it, where it came from. He sounded like a black dude with that. He was like, man, I don't know where it came from. I'm like, yeah, I don't know where a turducken came from anyway. I wouldn't have ate it myself. Man, it was turkey, chicken, duck.
John Madden had done, yeah.
But he was saying he don't know who made it. So he was like, I'm good on even trying to take a piece of it. So I guess some of them had crab on them too. So they had put crab.
Really?
I seen one of the guys had asked, I guess it looked like I had a piece of crab leg or something.
Turkey, duck, and chicken, ain't it? What is it, turkey, duck, and hen, or what is it? Turkey, duck, and chicken.
Turkey, duck, and chicken, I think. Yeah,
I think it's a mixture.
Yeah, it's an interesting mixture.
But, they have to start making it better because Michael Parsons complained the year before when the Cowboys won. He was like, man, this is dry. This is good. He was like, I'm going to give it to y'all this time. This is actually good. So
he said it was better.
Michael Parsons with a Packer helmet on, winning on Thanksgiving. I mean, he was phenomenal.
He had a couple, 3 sacks, didn't he? At least 2, I know.
Yeah.
I think he touched a record of the most sacks on Thanksgiving or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you better get that $40 million some way. Yeah, you better get it. Was it $40 million a year or something like that? Yeah, you better get it. Yeah.
So it's interesting to watch. And now, the biggest rivalry Packers have. Man. There's a lot of Chicago folks in Milwaukee, so we about to be going at it for the next 3 weeks.
Man, already started.
Yeah, because we got Vikings coming up too, don't we?
Yeah.
Vikings ain't that good this
year. Yeah, they just got smacked yesterday by the Seahawks.
Let's not do that.
But
y'all know that's when the Packers slip up on the team that ain't supposed to.
The Vikings got smacked yesterday.
Yeah, they did.
Big time.
Oh, we got Denver.
Seattle.
Denver too.
Yeah. Now Denver,
Chicago,
Bo Nix,
Denver, Chicago.
Bo Nix is a problem, man.
Yeah.
He's a Jesus. That young guy is putting in work. He remind me of young Elway.
Yeah. So the NFC North is looking pretty daunting, but everybody's playing good. Everybody's doing their thing.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
It's big rivalry week. I've already started since Thanksgiving. I've been talking to the cousins and family members and friends and about what's coming up. They are really confident. The Chicago Bears fan base is extremely confident right now. I mean,
they sound like Cowboys fans right now.
Yeah.
What I note about the Bears is that what they lack in the ability to win a game, they win it luckily, because they always get some lucky play, man, that goes their way.
Mm-hmm.
until playoff time, then all the luck is gone and you got to win.
Yeah,
and that's when they usually fall apart.
Yeah, and their kryptonite is coming up this week, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I know we were talking about the Packers and getting into that, but we got to do a smidget on just these Bucks, man. They need to get it together. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, the losing streak just ended.
Yeah, after who was at 3?
7 games.
We just yeah, no, I'm just saying we just lost. We just got a win over 3-16. Who was that?
Brooklyn.
3-16 Brooklyn. I was trying to.
Lost that game, it'd have been over.
Oh yeah.
Giannis was already saying stuff.
Bigger problem.
He was like, I don't know how. I don't remember the last time I lost 7 in a row. Yesterday he was talking about that 21,000. Now he's talking about trying to hit that scoring title of all time with LeBron. Talking about 5 years. So yeah, well, we gonna have to go somewhere where he can get the ball that much. Yeah, that's gonna be here. If you want the scoring title, he ain't gonna be able to go and link up with 2 or 3 all-stars. You're gonna have to stay somewhere and have one other all-star in a cast of supporting role players that actually want to play. Because yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. But yeah, that was it. That's a little shout out on the sports end. I guess it was just some things going on. I know I sent you one thing that was more federal, but maybe we can hold off on that one. But I see this new Milwaukee infrastructure conversation has been coming into play. I just had a couple notes, and I could probably send them over to you, David, while we on. But they were just talking about major funding and street condition crisis that's been talked about. And I guess this has been where I wanted was just to open up a conversation about infrastructure in the city and where most folks want to see some infrastructure. I was looking at certain streets yesterday. When I travel regularly is Flores, and Flores is another one that's
it's kind of rough.
Yeah, I love the street calming efforts, but all that concrete that we have in certain of these spaces of these street calmings could definitely have went towards Flores, which the reason why I think it's a space for conversation is because there's a state building over there on 60th, and then of course the 60th and Flores building. So I feel like if we trying to represent the city properly, especially having a state building on the northwest side, I think that out of respect to not only just the state building and the people that work and go to that building every single day for different services, I think that around that neighborhood, I think it's time to
it's the county.
I'm sorry,
county building on 16th and Flores, maybe.
Is that
60th? Yeah, that's
60th. Is that a county? That's a county building.
Move services.
DHS. Was that DHS?
Yeah, but that came out of 12th and Valete, so that's county, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. So that is county. Yeah, I still think that the whole area, the landscape around that, from Flores to around that 60th, around that corner, needs to be repaved and redone. I mean, we spent a lot of focus on a lot of areas across the city, but I haven't seen that area get any attention as far as maybe a couple spots has been, smoothed out, but it's a stretch from like 60th up until I want to say right before you get to the schools. So maybe like 68, 69.
Okay. Like a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it?
Man, look, I would document today and come back and put it part of the documentaries and go do some interviews with people in front of there, and we can come back and say what people think about that little stretch of floors. So matter of fact, I will do that. But yes,
I was gonna say, like, you got the
but yeah, I'm gonna
getting interviews.
Yeah, shout out to Nisha.
So we might have to have you and Nisha get on the.
Yeah, we might have to get right there on the ground and do a couple shots right there. But I would say, and people, you can call in and tell me if I'm wrong or not. Please put me on blast if you think this area from Flores right there off of 68th going east. I would say I would give it a 7, 8 as far as the damage, how much it needs to be.
Like 10 being the worst?
Is that to 64th or all the way to 60th?
I'm sorry, it's to 64th, not to 60. Yeah, you can say the 60th, but I would say the 64th right there in that eastbound lane.
Yeah.
It gets rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. You been over there, Debo? You experienced the
no, I just know the area.
The
I
ramp.
used to live in that area, but
okay.
Yeah, it's roads, man. It's several different roads here. I hate to travel. They're just like bloop, 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 bloop,
yeah,
bloop,
some
bloop,
you just forget until you get on it. And
Yeah.
that's one of the ones, if you going down 60th coming from the old red carpet lanes, Flores from the old red carpet area, and you thinking you're gonna pick up some speed and you in that left lane, you might feel a little airborne or
nice for your engine
a
jump.
little humble. Yeah, you might get humbled on that left side shock system. So yeah, just be careful over there. But I think this conversation of infrastructure is ongoing in the city, and I know we got the big project going on.
So do you guys
on the highway?
Think that the traffic calming measures that have been taken with the bump outs and all the different things that they've done throughout the city has really had a positive impact, or what bearing do you think we've seen from it? Does it just frustrate drivers more, or is it actually working?
So it's interesting because I see how fast some of those bump outs were being able to be built, able to be installed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be great to see that type of volume and speed on some of the road infrastructure.
Thank you.
The potholes that you're talking about.
Thank you.
It gets kind of rough in certain areas of the city, certain streets.
All I'm thinking, David, is that piece. Excuse me for cutting you off. That piece of concrete that's all those little bump outs, and it's a space that all it need to be done is just probably chopped down, and just whatever they did with all this concrete across the city, they could have put a little bit of work right there in that space. But like you said, how quick they did it's one on 68th and Lancaster. They put it's a roundabout now. 68th and Lancaster, y'all. If y'all haven't rode there, it's a roundabout now. Little concrete roundabout. I watched it because I go there a lot because I have to go back and forth to my aunt's house. And I seen them putting the little piece there. The next day it was done. I'm like, whoa. I don't even think it took a week. It was built pretty quick.
Yeah.
So the priorities in certain spaces when it comes to calming have, I guess, trumped everything else when it comes to, I guess, road work. They'll put the asphalt pieces in some of those spaces that definitely deserve to be just square cut out and replaced, like you said, with the same speed.
Have you guys encountered the new ones on MLK?
Wait, what in MLK? Which one?
Oh, wait.
Between Ring, I think it would be right there behind what's the school? Hope School. You know what a Hope School is on MLK?
Yeah.
So there's two right there.
Yeah, it's a bump house over there.
But there's two speed humps in the middle of the road too.
Gotcha.
You're not ready for them.
Nah.
Because they right back to back, right behind one another.
Yeah, sometimes you need some really good signage to be able to tell.
Yeah, if you
can't, you're not ready for
to
go flying.
It's pretty interesting.
I know which one was throwing people off this past summer. That was new. It was kind of new when I did some work over off of Houghton. I didn't know it was one off of Houghton right there. I guess you would say that would be south of Locust, maybe like 2-3 blocks south of Locust, maybe more. Is one that caught me off guard.
Before North Avenue?
Is that the one before North?
Yeah, he said Holton. Yeah, it's one over there.
Yeah. I think it's right in the middle of the block. Yeah, that one right in the middle of the block, right before you get through the curve. Is it before North? Yeah, it is.
I think it is.
Man, that one right there. I seen all the scrapes on that one. That was a brand new one. I'm like, a lot of people scrapes. A lot of people's thrown off guard.
I'm throwing the lumber people off. So the interesting thing is at 414-444-5250, if y'all want to give your insights on are the bump outs working? Are you seeing infrastructure implemented in a way that you think is sufficient? But I think it's interesting is one, do bump outs work? Back to Debo's point.
Yeah.
Technically they do. Technically they do slow people down. Technically they do stop folks from baselining around you and trying to calm down traffic to just one lane, get people to be more in order. All right, we'll give them that.
Mm-hmm.
Two, can it go everywhere? You can't prioritize the whole city getting bump outs, speed bumps.
Man, everybody's
at the same
bump
time.
Out. You get a bump out. Everybody getting a bump.
So,
but it's weird, man, because you look at Walnut, man. They just killed that street, man.
They destroyed Walnut.
That was very built out.
And now
Walnut was very built out.
Then you talk about bike lanes and all of this stuff that they try to implement in there as well. And it's just like, dude, what are we doing?
Hey, I do love the fact that we got bike lanes.
The bike lanes is cool.
With some of our traffic moving as fast as it does,
you get clipped.
I barely want to walk across the street, let alone be on a two-wheel.
You think I'm riding on some of these streets without no safety? No,
it's kind of shaky. So I think I love the protection of the bike lane. Shouts out to the city on that, so that you can have a dedicated area for if you have a bike. This is your area. at the same time, I think I just see a lot of priorities, right? Because you also need to redesign some of these intersections where clearly people get into car accidents, die, get hit. And if we redesign a number of our intersections that are around the city, I think I had a couple knockdown, drag out arguments over this with some folks. And it's like local governments are under a lot of pressure to be able to do a lot of different things at the same time with limited resources. But at the same time, the biggest priorities that I think would have some of the biggest impacts, especially on different sides of the city where we have still a segregated city. So, if you are trying to save the lives of people that live on the north and south side of the city, you're talking about Black lives and brown lives of the city. We got to redesign some of these intersections, but I know that's a very pricey thing to do.
Yeah, because they were talking about the Fond du Lac in Hampton, or like the 68th and Fond du Lac, and then they mentioned all the ones in the hot zones around the city too. And that'll
but
be.
The bump outs look like they're being installed by the city, like city workers, city department is actually doing that themselves. I just love to see the same thing on intersections as well. People do need to slow down. We got a significant issue of people driving way too fast. It is not the highway. It is not the expressway on Capitol Drive, Fond du Lac, Appleton, where people are flying at highway speeds. So you do want to slow people down at the same time. We got a lot of priorities. It'd be interesting to hear some more insight on the priorities. You had Bill Christensen on. He was talking about the city budget. City budget can only pay for so much because of the limited resources. But are they listening to the public? We got to hear more insight if they are putting those dollars, though, that focus. Are they missing some areas? That people are like, but what about over here?
I know November 4th. I know you're talking about the reckless driving part. November 4th was when the law kicked in, when they decided that for reckless driving, the police can impound your car. I know it's almost a month to that. I wonder, and maybe we can get somebody in here to hear how that's been,
how the numbers are looking.
How the numbers is looking on that.
Shouts out to State Senator Latanya Johnson.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I haven't heard tell anybody
she highlighted
getting taken.
Forum on that.
Would you say, DB?
Have you guys heard of any vehicles being taken? Any?
I mean, no, not on my end yet. I hear a lot of people are just being concerned about being impounded downtown with just
Wouldn't that be public record? Is that something that we could look up?
Yeah, we should be able to, right? Is that?
I wonder if the police department is releasing some of the numbers around that. That would be interesting to watch.
Yeah, we got any contacts at the I know they got like the spokesperson for the city. I wonder if it's somebody they got the police officer spokesperson. I wonder if we can get in contact and see if it's a number on that. Maybe I'll try to do that sometime today. See
some of our state and local partners might be able to pull those numbers. It's one of the things that came up even when I was at the in the state. And one of the things that we could do is, instead of criminalizing an approach on people, you could criminalize approach on vehicles. If somebody's deliberately using a vehicle in a way where it is threatening the lives of other people, and they have no regard of other people's lives and safety, then you should be able to take an approach, especially if you catch them in the act. There's one thing, you're talking about a camera that's watching or something like that, but we're talking about people being caught in the act of driving so recklessly they're threatening other people's lives. I have no problem with taking that car, and likely, if it's not your car, somebody else is going to come get it. And they're going to stop letting you borrow their car to do that type of activity.
It's over,
or if you really value using that car, you're going to stop using it in this way, because there are important places I'm sure you want to go. And you have to stop using your vehicle in that way. You're turning into a literal weapon.
Yeah, it is.
And some of the accidents that we're seeing, where cars are flipped over, cars are hitting buildings, cars are hitting people. These things. And back to the point, should we have to put in all these installations and costs and dollars into changing road infrastructure to get people to change their behavior, or getting people to change their behavior? I think it's probably two, right? You probably need to do a double approach, but this is one of the things that like we have to get people to be more aware of. I love those signs in the community that say slow down, for the kids, or slow down because kids live around here.
Oh yeah, I love I love when people put any of those signs out. It's just showing like you're advocating and showing your way of advocating and showing everybody's advocating ways is different. People stand outside and like you say, post the signs up or go to their town hall places or town hall meetings and our neighborhood meetings. People just haven't stepped out of their neighborhood meeting spaces to come advocate for like speeding and reckless driving and things like that. But yeah, I mean, shout out to y'all that are showing that, because some of you do live on some of these straightaways in the city that are insane. Like some of these neighborhood streets, as you grew up in the city just like me. Some of our neighborhood streets, we see some of the accidents on the side streets and we like, how is that even possible?
How would that even happen?
He was doing 70, 80. I've seen it because I've been even seeing it where Milwaukee County Sheriffs at one time was leaving something way back in my high school era, and they was doing like 70 down the side street. But to see it where it's destruction and you crash into a tree and the tree is always gonna win. So especially these Milwaukee trees.
Yeah, it just tells me like we need a lot more people using MTTS.
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be driving. You should be.
Your punishment is on the bus. So what we need to do is put money into the county bus system, because a lot of people going to be using that bus system soon, because it seems like the city not playing with the reckless driving.
Yeah,
look like we got a call.
Look like we got a caller. Welcome to Be a Voice Radio on WNOV 860.
Thank you for taking my call. Assalamu alaikum to you, brothers.
Bless you, brother.
Yes, sir. Listening to you. Just listening to the conversation about bump outs and hearing that they're going to be taking all of these people cars and people are going to be on the bus. I mean, I think personally that had driving instruction not been eliminated in the educational process, there probably wouldn't be so many people who drive as recklessly as they do. And since now that this has become the effect of the absence of driver's education, and now everybody sounds so gung-ho about, bump outs and all of this stuff. And speaking from experience, last winter, I think it was either 2 winters ago or last winter, when I was driving and I wasn't speeding and I slid over the bump thing and it tore off my catalytic converter thingy, the muffler, I think that's what it's called. And, and see, that's what people are not taking into consideration. Everyone out here is not driving to have a police chase after them, because that's insane if you ask me. When I was a youngster and I knew people who were doing things like that, they were way more wayward than I was, and they would steal cars. But you know what they did when they were stealing cars? They were retagging those cars. They were selling those cars for parts. They weren't trying to lure the police to chase them and get into a death-defying act.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is what people do nowadays. But all in all, this is symptomatic of another thing that has been taken away from people to make sure that they get on a bus. Where does the buses take you in Milwaukee? To McDonald's, or to the corner store, to your grandmama's house, to your friend's house around the corner where you can walk? Milwaukee doesn't have a transit system. It has, they call it the Milwaukee County Transit System, and it keeps everybody that's black within the confines of the city primarily. And as far as you may be able to go, it's probably South Milwaukee to the south. And I don't know how far it goes on the north side, maybe to Brown Deer or something like that. So I don't think that that's going to force people to get back on the buses. And then to top it off, you people talk about the government doesn't want the possessions of people who have worked hard to obtain them, so they can provide some ease in their life. I think it's ridiculous that they come on the television and they talk like gang members or gang authorities, how they're going to confiscate people's property. Then they say they don't want the stuff. You're a damn liar, because if you didn't want it, you wouldn't say on the TV that you're going to take it, resell it, or crush it. Because when these people take your property, take it to that dumpster, that graveyard over there for cars, those people are waiting for you to say to hell with your property so that they can recoup some finances for the city. And then you're sitting out there looking. What disgusts me about black people is that a lot of them, who have had some measure of success, They look at other black people and they mock them just like Caucasoids do. So most of the time when I hear black people talking, I just think of them as black skinned Caucasoids. You might have black skin, but you are completely possessed and consumed of the mind of your oppressor. So I'm not gonna applaud the confiscating of anybody's property. I don't know how you got it, but and I wasn't there with you how you obtained it. So that's none of my business. Whatever you do that's wicked, you will suffer the consequences. But I'm not going to be gung ho and applaud the heavy hand of the city of Milwaukee to go after people, because what Negroes don't understand is that as black as you are, this applies to you too.
Thank you, Christian.
Okay.
Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate
Thanks
that
for
call.
calling in. And yeah, I don't think it's going after anybody. And just from my own mouth and my own words, now Wisconsin Voices, I just think that if you out here wilding, in any space,
without a doubt,
it ain't about just taking folks. Because I know folks right now who probably just have their cars taken in certain spaces just because they ain't got licenses, insurances, etc. like that. We ain't talking about that. We talking about folks who out here causing issues. I ain't talking about the guy that's trying to get back and forth. His stuff is messed up. He trying to get back and forth.
Yeah.
We want the person that's just swinging through traffic, like the group of cats that came down my aunt's block the other day in a brand new, damn near brand new Honda Pilot, and came down off the block. They got ski mask on, no plates on. Where they get that Honda from? That was like a 2024, 2023 sliding down the block. But it was no point in me calling a non-emergency number just to investigate it, because it's like, it's backed up now. It ain't like it was 6-7 years ago when I called a non-emergency number just to peep it, check it out. But that car needed to be checked because they came off of Hampton. I got a speed bump put on the block. They came off of Hampton, aggressive as hell, and went right down the block, bust the corner on like 68th and Ruby. You know what I'm saying? Or 69th and 69th or 68th and Ruby. But you know they was on something because it was snow. It's snow outside. Got the ski mask up, and you can see in their eyes they was like juveniles.
Well, first of all, you can tell by how they are driving the vehicle.
Yeah, all day,
because they're driving in like, well, one, it's not theirs, so they're doing whatever they want to do to and with the vehicle.
Yeah, bending corners like that. That's crazy. I know we got calls when we didn't open up a conversation.
And we got a second call too.
Yep.
Welcome to WNOV Be a Voice Radio.
Good day, fellas. Good day. I just want to say that this is Rick calling long distance from Germany. Can you hear me okay, fellas?
Yes, sir. Blessings to you.
Yeah, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, young man. Guten Tag. And here it is Guten Abend. It's about 5 hours. We're about 5, 6. No, I think we're 7 hours ahead of you guys. You guys are central time zone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we're about 7 hours ahead of you guys. So it's evening time here. But I wanted to say that with the cars and the speeding, you know, some people say that we don't have a black mafia. We're not into organized crime. But I would disagree with that. There are those in the black community who teach young people how to use a car as a weapon. And they are few, but they are very real. And I would just say, if any young people are listening who use a vehicle as a weapon, there is a supernatural. And life has consequences. Deeds have consequences. I'm done, fellas.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Appreciate that insight. And you know, it's not a easy decision to back some solutions that like are going to be very stringent and you know, very solid on if you make an active decision to threaten other people's lives, that like this is the consequence. So I totally hear both sides of the argument. It gets so clear when you actually see it in real time, where you see someone going 90 miles an hour on Capitol Drive.
I was thank you for saying Capitol Drive. David, I was sitting at the light earlier this summer and early spring, and there was a law enforcement vehicle in front of me, and a SRT8 Jeep Cherokee was going southbound on Sherman.
Okay. Is that a Trackhawk?
If it wasn't a Trackhawk, it was the SRT8, which is the one step down. So it might have been one step down. It had the little extra stuff on the side of it. Man, scorched through the Sherman and Capitol intersection. Now, when I say 80, he was really going 80 to 85 miles an hour, and got the person sitting right in front of me, law enforcement. He just didn't even want to try. He just, there was no attempt made. I don't even know if he made a call in. We won't know, but he just sat there and just let him go. It got to the point. I'm like, wow, it's like this out here now. These are brand new trucks going through intersections. If anybody or anything would have came through that intersection doing what he was doing right there, it would have been probably one of the worst accidents in the city this year. Just bodies would have been all over the place just because of the way he scorched through that going south on Sherman. But yeah, like you said, seeing 85, 90 on a dry day or any day on Capitol is insane.
Right. And I think it's really important. You got to separate folks that are like they're going to the doctor, they're going to
somebody having
the grocery store,
a seizure in the car, or somebody pregnant. You got to separate. Yeah, we got to be smart with that too. Thank you.
And there are people that like, if the light just changed, and I've seen this, the light just changed, and you just so happen to like just go through it right after, that's even completely different than some of the things that we're saying where people are on purpose. It's been red.
Flowing through.
People have stopped already, and they still literally have pulled into the turn lane, go straight into the intersection, and turn right in front of everybody.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is a level of recklessness that you can't tolerate in your community.
It's assault with a vehicle almost.
They're gonna hit somebody else's car. They're gonna hit another pedestrian who sometimes pedestrians can barely see if people are actually going to stop to be able to cross the street. And how many pedestrian deaths have we seen where people like the young lady leaving the club on 76. Like literally she's just going home.
Yeah. What about the one on Fond du Lac?
Somebody is like
Fond du Lac and Sherman, where the person was on the bus stop. Come on now. These are people trying to get home. These are folks that irritates the hell out of me. And you think that I'm not cool with somebody getting their stuff confiscated, and all you had to do was just act like a normal person and just be smooth on the road. It's like you said, it's so many variables, and we know that we're not talking about folks that's running around the corner that got to grab some medication because somebody just had an allergic reaction. We ain't talking about them.
We're not talking about somebody that's getting a pregnant woman to the hospital.
None of that. Exactly.
None of this. None of these are the cases. These are folks that are they have decided this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take this to the full extreme for no reason at all. They're not going anywhere important. And they are threatening people's lives. That, especially as men in the community, I don't think we can tolerate.
No,
we definitely. And a lot of people are getting hurt.
That's true. Look like we got another call.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you all good. Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say thank you. But you know what? Let's be honest. And we should not be making excuses for grown people, bull sugar, honey, iced tea. Their car shouldn't be towed. It should be smashed on site. And if you got a problem with your car being towed, maybe you should invest in getting some plates. If you don't got a place for it in the street, put it on a house or put it in the backyard. If you can't put it in, put it up in storage. Okay, but we can't keep making excuses. Some people work 20, 30, 40 years before they stop. And they got to take a loss because somebody don't know how to use a Plan B pill and use a condom. And the withdrawal method doesn't work. So let's not sit here and get upset because somebody's car get towed. I think they should take some people that drive reckless and use them for crash test dummies. You got two choices. You can either hit a pole at 100 miles an hour or go to prison for 3 years. I don't know why people acting so upset. But then again, when people act upset, they don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. But my question to you is, since everybody getting so upset, do they get upset when they take a loss? Or do we supposed as black people supposed to just, our car got towed up? Ain't nobody working no blade, ain't nobody flipping no burgers, ain't nobody getting no money, ain't nobody paying no insurance premium, so you gotta take a loss. If I gotta take a loss, you gotta take a loss too. And when you drop that soap, I hope 6 men is standing behind you. And I still want my money when you get out. How about that?
And Jesus can't fix that. So stop saying that. Well, God ain't gonna replace a damn thing. That's why we all effed up now, because y'all don't want to say what's up. Oh, well, we're gonna, they're gonna take the car. You're damn right, take it, smash it, set it on fire. Has it done anything for the community? Do y'all even care about the community? Y'all kids running the streets all night. You got your little daughter outside running with 10 boys so they can run a train on her mouth and treat her body like a whore, because she ain't going to be no good when she get 18, because the wild's going to be gone. And still going to tear up your damn car.
Ooh,
Help me understand. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Monday?
No, it's Monday.
Yeah.
It is. It's Monday.
So you on y'all?
It is Monday. Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, thank you for lighting up the airwaves with that one.
Listen, that is that fire that before it turned into a situation where literally people in our community are going to funerals because of people's decisions. And there are a lot other problems to have, right?
Yeah.
Like, and if you are, if it's a access to a vehicle issue, and literally we could have just solved it with that.
Yeah.
I think we got to be able to prioritize some of these solutions.
Just piggybacking off of what B said about the young man on Funnel Like in Sherman that was on the bus stop. I happened to see that right after it happened, and it was a police chase that the guy was running from the police. So he come flying down Fond du Lac, lose control of his car and slid into the bus. Thing that was
bus shelter.
Bus shelter.
Yeah.
So he was standing there
Mm-hmm.
and slid into it. I mean, knocked it down, hit him, and unfortunately, he lost his life.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about that all of the time with just kids coming home from school that's on the bus stop.
Same here.
Yep.
Standing out there and that's laughing and talking with each other, and you not paying attention to what's happening around you, and just that fast it can happen, and you can lose your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so unfortunate that the young man lost his life standing on that bus stop. But I think about the dude that was in the car and him hitting that guy and getting out and running. I know he had to be feeling some kind of way, like I'm in even more trouble. Like I should have just stopped. Now I got a homicide charge by vehicle and running and eluding the police. So all of these charges is now when you could have just pulled over. And it like I actually know of a young man that took the police on the high-speed chase because he had a little weed in the car. But he said he got scared when they turned the lights on and he hit the pedal. Bro, you could have killed somebody. Now you made it even worse, because for that little weed ticket that you would have got, now you got running from the police, which is a felony, right?
Yeah.
It's a felony.
Yep.
Right? That's what I mean.
Eluding.
Eluding for
it's wild. I was just while we in this conversation, just to kind of go a little national with the conversation, I was even thinking about kneeling for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking, and I've been having this conversation just with a friend of mine, and me and her just been talking. We just like, did it get to the point where you thought it was over? You know what I'm saying? Like, or did you do something behind that we don't know, that we still being investigated? Because it's like you on a 160-mile-per-hour police chase through Texas, and then you crash, you run into a, what's that? Was this a CTE thing? It's like,
well, from what's been said is that he knew he was going to kill himself after some information he received.
Okay.
He received some information and lost it.
Oh, so he was already just on a run, on a tear.
Yeah, he was on a mission, and unfortunately, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, when things come out.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because in a rational mind, you could break it down and be like, listen, I just need to be accountable now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do this with a number of different situations. I should just be accountable now rather than let this build and grow to something that's even worse.
Yeah.
But some people get trapped into this position where like they just keep taking it further and further and further.
Because they used to charge folks by lights, man. They used to be talking. I remember back in the day watching Cops, and I don't know if it's still the same way across the country, but I remember they used to be every time a dude where somebody ran through a light, they was putting the charge on suspect ran a light. I remember they'd be talking about a light every time they would put that on the camera. And
it all stacks up.
Yeah. So yeah, East Light, so I mean, the reckless driving is wild. I did have some more infrastructure stuff, but I did have some other topics I wanted to talk to you all about. And David, talk to you about. I guess we can go ahead.
Yeah, let's go to break first, and then
let's do it.
We got a good conversation going here. Be a Voice Radio on WNOV. We'll see you back after the break.
Hey, welcome back to Be a Voice Radio. No, hey, you ever played Crazy Taxi, man?
Is that your Fat Albert voice?
Man, you ever played Crazy Taxi, David? You ever played Crazy Taxi before?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Crazy Taxi. It was a crazy,
yeah,
the taxi.
Now, the funny thing is, talking about reckless driving, it is a game.
That is, speaking of,
literally, you're picking people up and you are driving crazy reckless.
That was Sega Dreamcast.
There was some people that really believe that video games.
Bowen, shout out to WNOV. Go in Jermaine studio with him. All right, I don't need to finish it up and still talk about infrastructure.
Yes, good morning. With the topic you were just discussing, I guess my frustration is that when we make different changes, we don't look at the myriad of consequences that come about as a result of the changes. So yes, you may slow someone down, but then what are the other consequences? What are the financial consequences for all? If you look at the bump outs and whatnot, you see all of the areas, on every one of them. So that's somebody's tire that has to be replaced. When a
Suspension.
person goes over speed bump, even if they're going 22 miles an hour, they can hit the wrong speed bump and have hundreds of, I don't even know how much damage, but I can tell that there is damage because you can see at the top of a lot of the humps where people's vehicles are being damaged. And then the main thing for me too, in the field that I was in, is that the frustration and whatnot, we don't take into account the mental health consequences of rules and things that are put in place. If you have to sit through 3 lights that you normally would just be able to drive through, trying to get through, just all the different things that are done that just stress out the citizens of the city, just adding additional stress. So it's not all about slowing somebody else down. We just have to consider all of it. And yes, society does have to have consequences, does have to have rules, does have to have enforcement. But to me, my frustration just over the years, we don't take total pictures of the whole thing. We just get one little thing, and then you get a group of people that are selling a particular thing or can make money off of installing speed bumps or this or that. And just from an outsider looking in, it looks as if they come and present it to someone or to someone, and then get a lot of people on board with them and push these things through. And then you look at it, and the average citizen is just being really, having the consequences of material damage as well as mental health consequences as a result of that. Thank you.
That's a great point. Thank you. Appreciate that. That was a great point. Thank you for calling in. Yeah. I thought about that too. Just everybody, riding around ain't wrapped too tight, in certain spaces, and people are the patience is running thin with a lot of folks. I see it with just interactions with some of the things that you see in every day, folks swerving around you, and even between the bump stops, and which can cause you to have to veer over. Now that we got all this snow, you got to veer over to the left or right. You can't see where a bump stop is now. Even riding in the spaces on 60th this morning or yesterday afternoon. I mean, if you don't remember where they're at or how they're placed, you could run up on one of them things, and everybody car ain't built for, everybody ain't out here buying the top line tire rods
suspension and all
and suspension and all that. We get what can afford, and some people that might be the $55 pack.
So I got a last question because I know you guys want to move on.
Yeah, of course.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So is there anything in place for those cars that are low, like those Acuras and things like that are kind of lower to the ground? When you go over the speed bump, even if you go at 5-10 miles an hour, you still kind of scraping your car. So who pays for that stuff? Like who is responsible if your car is damaged? Is the city responsible?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Yeah, now that we got more pieces in the streets, would that mean that the city is more liable for certain things that that happen that wouldn't have happened if it was not a bump stop there?
Yeah, my guess is that you probably are just SOL.
Yeah, straight up.
Because
that's what I was thinking.
With a pothole, if it's a reported pothole and you end up getting damage on your vehicle, you can file a claim with the city.
It take forever with that.
It does take forever, but some people can get somewhere because it should have been fixed by a certain amount of time. So, I couldn't see them creating the liability of a claim over a speed bump that was installed to slow people down because people won't slow down.
Yeah.
So then you got to be careful of what route you're taking on some of those vehicles. If your car is really that low,
Yeah.
and you really got to take it easy on those speed bumps. Some of them are huge, some of them are small.
Man,
I've seen some easier ones to get across.
Oh yeah, they got some new stuff up there. They pulled some, man. They got some joints. Boy, they got they got some that you thinking that is smooth, and then you get onto the top of it, then it boom. Yep, you like, oh, okay, all right, so we playing now. Y'all just playing with our cars now. So now I gotta go. Now I gotta invest to go get me an off-road vehicle to ride through.
I see why it's easier to have a truck.
Yeah, but now I gotta get off-road suspension. I might have to go get me a Toyota Tundra or something.
But you know what? I want to ask the question: how many of these people that are making these decisions drive through the inner city? Because if you really actually come through and see what it's like to go through these speed bumps, because I don't think that they are making these decisions off of experience. I think they just making it off of, I got an ideal and let's go with it.
Yeah.
Because if you drive on some of these speed humps, you'd be like, dude, that is a mountain.
Yeah.
Sitting in the street.
Yeah. It's interesting you brought that up, because on Burleigh, more towards the east side, you were saying off a ring, and there used to be like this it was like a concrete island where it had like it's supposed to have a pole and a sign on it to show you that like it's something here, but somebody would always knock down the pole or something like that, so it'd just be a concrete island by itself and you could never see it. I ran over that thing at least like
10 your car
2-3 times, and I'm like, dude, how am I driving over this thing? And I literally can't see it.
Yeah, no, that's messing up.
And it's messing my car up. My car is taking damage, and it's just like, dude, we got to redesign.
No, for real.
You know, a Burleigh over by that point, that's like what, 9th or because I'd be on 9th and Ring over there with Andre Lee Ellis and the Black Boys and stuff like that. And like I'm jumping over this indiscriminate concrete island. Let's just redesign the whole street, please. We need some more greenery over there anyway.
Yeah, nah, for
real.
real.
You gonna have an island, actually have a real island.
I have a real one.
Yeah, and add some more color, man. Come on, give.
I think eventually they ended up removing it completely because it served no purpose. I didn't even get why they put it in the street anyway. Yeah,
and add some more money allotted to the artists in the city, man, so we can get some more murals on the north side, man. We need some more murals in certain spaces, especially off the. I keep talking about
street
that spot.
Would be cool.
I want a little more street art that's representing the culture of north side and northwest side of Milwaukee. So I still think that highway.
Yeah, big shouts out because I was in Detroit. They have a lot of street.
I know. I was in there in October.
It's a really good
nice one. Yeah, they do. It look good, and that's what I'm saying. Like we need that. Come on, give folks something to do. You know, I don't care what side of town they from, but lively up that area off of Atkinson and the Keith area. That is so you could definitely put a nice mural right there. I'm telling you, I'm gonna talk to somebody about that. I think it's important just to keep that color and just keep that energy flowing through. Just give it a nice, and specifically for the people that's riding back and forth on 43, they need to know where they at and what area side of town they riding through. Most cities, you see something that's representing you riding through the south side of Chicago. You're gonna see something that shows that you riding through the south side of Chicago.
Gotcha.
It's gonna say south side somewhere. It's gonna say something west side somewhere. They're gonna have a mural. Detroit, like you said, you know. Shoot, even in Portland is one of the most chill, different cities, and they got Portland spray painted all through different sides of the towns and different places. So yeah, it shows that let these folks have they let it be. This expressive art city. It's got a lot of people that express their arts in tons of different ways. Let more people. I know some people that would love to hop on a mural for the north side of Milwaukee. Before we, I want to switch gears and ask you about this. I seen this today. So it was and this was just about women's rights, and I thought this was important. So Wisconsin abortion waste topic. Did you see this? Just real quick, I just wanted to talk about it. So this is what it's saying is that it was a mandate, and this is from the Wisconsin Republicans, to properly dispose of a medical waste, blood tissue from medication abortions to protect waterways, citing environmental concerns. So physicians must provide patients with a catch kit and medical waste bag. Patients are required to return waste to the physicians for disposal. Drug manufacturers are held legally responsible for disposal. Now, the controversy that comes in,
and this is a bill.
Yeah, it's a bill
being proposed in the state legislature.
Yeah. So
critics sound crazy already.
Yes, exactly.
I can already tell.
Yes.
And it's so funny because a lot of Republicans will highlight, they want less regulation.
Yeah.
But they'll make the most weirdest regulation just so they can be like, oh, we want to do this to women. We want to do this to people who rely on.
Why would you want people carrying their waste around in this space? I mean, it's really just showing the lack of respect for women in that space that you want them to
bill sound like it's a bill to be mean.
Yeah.
You're not accomplishing anything for the environment.
That's all I'm saying. Like, what are you? Yeah, you just trying to be spiteful with this, and you trying to have people to require for catch kits and things like that. So I just thought that was kind of weird. And then of course we had I know we getting towards the end of the conversation, but we got 2 minutes left.
1
minute left. 3 minutes left. I was just looking at the conversation too as well about the Trump Exec and the airstrikes. That has been a conversation, I guess.
Oh, we got to say that for tomorrow.
Yeah, say that for tomorrow. So we guess we can open that up.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That was a big one. We got to say that one.
Okay. Cool. I know it's a lot going on this past week. Amidst the snowstorm removal. I know even in the city they decided to focus more on snow right now. So trash. If today was your trash day, just be mindful that your trash will not be picked up, or if it has been being picked up, it's because they're still doing storm recovery. So recycling and garbage may be pushed back for a little bit.
And also, I was going to say, please be mindful of the street signs and the snow emergencies and parking on the odd side of the street today, because a lot of those.
Oh yeah, do start December 1st to March.
Yeah. So you got to be aware for that.
Yeah, do not get out there and get your car towed. You already know that you might have some issues with it, because I'm sure they're gonna have a lot of cars in the impound lot in the next couple months. Yeah. Other than that, I guess tomorrow we just gotta pick it up with this interesting conversation about Trump Exec and the airstrike updates. Anything else you want to get on point for a topic?
We appreciate everybody giving insights and sharing their thoughts on reckless driving and infrastructure challenges in the city of Milwaukee. And it's a good look that I hope folks have been engaged in the conversations with the city around the investments and the budget. All these things coincide with the impact that you can make on these decisions that are made. Never feel like your voice, your vote, your impact doesn't count when you are reaching out to make change on these topics. Cool. And I know a number of people will say, I'm waiting for my block to be repaved. I'm waiting for my neighbors, because we advocated for a speed bump to be installed. Mm-hmm. Those things really are important. So keep it up and engage your city officials.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for that. They appreciate it. Be a Voice Radio, Wisconsin Voices. We'll be back tomorrow with more hot topics and whatever else you guys want to talk about. Hit us up. God bless y'all. Have a great day.